بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ربي يسر ولا توسر وتمم بالخير اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. One humble request before we start. Al-Quran Institute is a Quranic Dawah and educational institute. We would like to reach many others like you, so your assistance will be greatly appreciated. If you benefit from our videos, please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. Jazakallahu khairan. Let's start, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. We have learnt about derived noun or Ismul Mushtaq part 2 in our last lesson. And today we are going to study lesson 14 of module 2, and the topic is 5 types of Mafool. Please note that there are total 13 examples of Iraabul Ism, and 5 of them are called Mafool. These 5 types of Mafool will be discussed in this chapter. In Mansubath state, there is Fatha at the end of the Ism, making them Nasb, Mansubath. The 5 types of Mafool are known as Mafool bihi, Mafool mutlaq, Mafool fihi, Mafool lahu, Mafool ma'ahu. Mafool bihi is the direct object of a verb and answers the question what or whom. It receives the action directly. For instance, in the sentence Katabat talibud darsa, the student wrote the lesson. Ad-darsa, the lesson, is the Mafool bihi because it is what is written. Mafool mutlaq, this is an absolute object that is used to emphasize the action of the verb and is usually derived from the same root as the verb. It often repeats the meaning of the verb in a noun form. For example, qara'atul qira'ata, I read like proper reading, where al-qira'ata is the Mafool mutlaq, emphasizing the action of reading. Mafool fihi, this is also known as circumstantial object. It specifies the time or place of the action and answers the question when or where. For example, Nama tiflu fis sariri, the child slept in the bed. Fis sariri is the Mafool fihi, specifying the place of sleeping. Mafool lahu, this is the object for which the action is done, also known as indirect object, and it answers the question for whom. For example, katabtu risalatan li sadiqi, I wrote a letter for my friend. Li sadiqi is the Mafool lahu, indicating the beneficiary of the writing. Mafool ma'ahu, this object is used to indicate accompaniment or association and answers the question with whom or with what. For example, Ja'a Zaidun bi kitabihi, Zaid came with his book. Bi kitabihi is the Mafool ma'ahu, indicating what accompanied Zaid. Please note that some students get confused between the two terms Mafool and Ismul Mafool, and it is important to distinguish them very clearly. Ismul Mafool is totally different entity, should not be mixed up with 5 types of Mafool. The term Ismul Mafool refers to the passive participle in Arabic grammar. It is a noun form that corresponds to the English passive participle, like written, in the book was written. In Arabic, passive participles are derived from verbs to describe something that has had something done to it. When we say that verb form 7 and verb form 9 have no Ismul Mafool, it means that these verb forms do not conventionally have a corresponding noun form that is used to express the passive participle. Form 7 verbs begin with in fa'ala, and they inherently convey a passive meaning, often reflecting that the subject is undergoing a certain state or condition. Since they are already in a passive sense, they don't typically have a separate passive participle form. Form 9 is a very rare form and is mostly used for colors and physical defects. Given its limited use, it doesn't have a standard passive participle form. Just to summarize, between 5 types of Mafool and Ismul Mafool, we should remember that Ismul Mafool would correspond to none of the types of Mafool mentioned earlier, as those are objects of verb, direct object, circumstantial object, etc., whereas Ismul Mafool is a noun form derived from a verb and represents the receiver of an action in a passive construction. I hope we clarified this for you. Before we go into some examples from the Quran about the 5 types of Mafool, here are some examples to distinguish between them. We can start with the difference between Fa'il and Ismul Fa'il. Let's look at an example of just Fa'il. Nasara Hamidan. Nasara Hamidan. Here, in Nasara, there is a built-in Fa'il, which is Huwa. Nasara Hamidan means he helped Hamid. So that he is the hidden Fa'il in Nasara. Nasara Zaidun Hamidan. Here, Zaidun is the external Fa'il of Nasara, replacing the internal Fa'il Huwa. So in both examples, internal Fa'il Huwa and external Fa'il Zaidun are just standard Fa'il. But Ismul Fa'il means it's an ism derived from the verb. Nasara is the verb, he helped, and Nasirun is Ismul Fa'il, it means the one who helped, the helper. Similarly, Kafara, he disbelieved, Kafirun, the one who disbelieved. It means the disbeliever. So Nasirun and Kafirun, they are Ismul Fa'il derived from a specific verb. Let's just look at the difference between Mafool and Ismul Mafool. Katabat Talibud Darsa. The students wrote the lesson. Here ad-darsa is just an object answering the question what. Katabat Talibu Darsa. So this is Maful bihi, one of the 5 types of Maful. Namat tiflu fis sariri. The child slept in the bed. Fis sariri is indicating a place. So this is Maful fihi. So these two are example of Maful or object. Examples of Ismul Mafool. Al-jawabu maktubun. The answer is written. Maktubun is an Ismul Fa'il derived from the verb kataba. So this is Ismul Mafool. Al-babu maghlukun. The door is locked. Here, maghlukun has derived from the verb ghalaqa. So these two are examples of Ismul Mafool. Alhamdulillah, let us now look at some examples of 5 types of Mafool from the Quran. First, Maful bihi or direct object, indicating what, who, or whom. Khalaqallahu samawati wal ard. Allah created the heaven and the earth. Here, as-samawati wal ardi, acting as Maful bihi, answering the question what or whom. Wa qatala Dawudu Jaluta. And Dawood killed Jalut. Who did Dawood kill? He killed Jalut. So Jalut is Maful bihi or direct object. The second type of Maful is called Maful mutlaq. Another name in English is absolute object. The Masdar or verbal noun is placed with a fatha tanwin after its own verb to emphasize the verb. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ تَفْصِيلًا. We have explained everything in details. Here, tafsilan is maful mutlaq, derived from the verb fassala. فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. His account will be taken by an easy reckoning. The third type of maful is called maful fihi, object for time and place. سَيَعْلَمُونَ غَدًا. They will know tomorrow. Here غَدًا is the maful fihi. وَنُدْخِلْكُمْ مُدْخَلًا كَرِيمًا. And we will cause you to enter an honorable place of eternity. Here mudkhalan is Mafool mutlaq indicating a place. Here are some examples of nouns of time. Laylan, naharan, yawman, masa'an. Examples of noun indicating place. Fawqa, tahta, inda, lada, amama, wara'a. Next example is Mafool lahu, object for expressing purpose or reason. Baddalu ni'matallahi kufran. They exchanged Allah's favor for disbelief. Here kufran is Mafool lahu, expressing the reason. They spend their wealth to be seen by people. Last example is Mafool ma'ahu, object for denoting meaning of with. Fajmiu amrakum wa shuraka'akum. So decide upon your course of action, you and your partners. Here shuraka'akum is the Mafool ma'ahu. Qu anfusakum wa ahlikum naran. Save yourself and your families from a fire. Alhamdulillah, we have reached the end of this lesson. I hope you found it helpful. Please repeat watching this video a few more times and study the PDF file together. For reference, you may visit our over 60 YouTube video series for Module 1. Barakallahu fikum. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم آمين يا رب العالمين. One request before you go. Al-Quran Institute is a Quranic Dawah and educational institute. We would like to reach others like you. So if you benefited from this video, please share with others, and most importantly, please subscribe our channel and like the videos. Don't forget to watch other video series on Quranic Arabic course. Barakallahu fikum. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم آمين يا رب العالمين.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.